Welcome to the meat hole. Golden Light is a game by the creator Mr. Pink about delving into the often fiery and sometimes noxious pits of hell known as the gut to recover the body parts of your beloved. You slowly climb deeper down the floors, uncovering more and more about this meaty nightmare you find yourself in. Golden Light advertises itself as a roguelike, but labels like that are not suit a game like this. It's more of an experience. The actual gut that you find yourself in being the main antagonist, an impossibly large and unknowable complex of flesh and meat, filled with creatures and gold, and one that is alive at that. And if you ever do fall in the gut, you'll get sent to the Eternal Field, a paradise in comparison to the gut, filled with flower fields and equipment to stock up on, or you once again delve back into the fleshy abyss. You'll definitely want to explore this place as it's massive and chock-filled with things to find. Before anything else, I want to talk about the art style. It's visceral, gory, and honestly cool as shit. Eyeballs populate the screen, and I mean populate. It's everywhere, on your knife, on your guns, in the toilets. Flesh pulsates through your surroundings and hands protrude out of every wall. It's incredibly unique and every aspect of this world has this uncanny look to it. And after playing for a while, you get used to it. I fucking love this type of art direction. It's body horror but still retains a cartoonish look to it. Every piece of this game shoots a bullet into your senses. I've never been on drugs, but I'd assume it looks like this. You start off the game in the gut corridors, an area filled to the brim with typical items you'll see in an office. Computers, cabinets, books, and most importantly, notes. These are notes that are scattered all throughout the gut, making it apparently clear that you're not the only one trapped in this hellhole. Most of these are mindless ramblings of those who've gone insane. And through these notes are where you learn about the main mechanics of the game. Everything is alive, and everything is made of meat, including your weapons. But you can't just eat recklessly. The effects of each item is randomized. One might heal you in one run, while in another it'll just blow up in your face. Each item has its own grotesque look to it, and each weapon not only serves as an offensive option, but a last-ditch healing item. Not to mention that every weapon has a durability level to it. So you might get something like the meat spear. While a bit creepy, its damage being incredibly high, but with the downside of it breaking insanely easily. Couple that with the fact that most enemies in this game are mimics, and you'll get some of the most nerve-wracking, high-paced, adrenaline-pumping moments in gaming as you scramble on about trying to grab the shining keys to open the elevator, and the unintentionally clunky movement making those escapes from monsters even more relieving when you finally enter the elevator and descend down to another floor, only to do it all over again. One of the first lessons you learn in Golden Light is not to go guns blazing American style shooting up everything you see, because not all enemies are evil. With the tight corridors and dark environment, you'll be inclined to just shoot everything you see, but many of the creatures down in this hellhole can be very beneficial to your run. Like Crown, a giant golden crow that mashes new meat into your weapons, chaining its effects. Or Glutton, a talking vending machine that hungers for gold. Feeding him will reward you with a random item, though I just usually kill him. He drops a shit ton of stuff, and it's probably more useful than anything you'll get from him. And if you ever do think, oh well, I'll just be careful and avoid attacking the NPCs, then just kill enemies. Well, oh boy, you'd soon find out the gut doesn't like that. Remember when I said the gut was alive? Well, it's watching your every move, and it doesn't really appreciate you attacking its meat and stealing its gold, making levels exponentially harder and causing inflation of money in the gut. You could, however, appease it by stabbing yourself repeatedly, or returning the gold that you stole at the golden tree in the Eternal Fields. You could always just take the genocide route and murder everything in your path. But why would you kill such likable and wacky characters?
Go on and fill my competitors' heads with lead.
Throughout the run, you might find these Polaroid photos. These are mementos, and just like any item in a roguelike, these are your main upgrades, quote unquote. Yeah, not all mementos are very good. Take for example Noah's Hunk. You can't close doors anymore, and trying to do so will just cause an explosion, destroying you and damaging everything nearby. Or something like Milk, where you can see the health bar of all enemies, but you experience random hallucinations. That's why a character like Laughing Eye is so important, being a meat dealer down the gut. She might not seem that useful at first, selling lobotomizers for 10 gold, which allows you to remove a memento, but she becomes a very important character once you realize that some mementos are just downright terrible. Golden Light isn't a good game in the traditional sense. Mechanics are weird and unintuitive. Movement is clunky, and enemies can either be a cakewalk at times or your worst nightmare. The story is overly confusing, being told through flashbacks in between levels, and it's just hard to understand. The game being extremely difficult at times. But I can ignore all these for one fact. Golden Light is just fucking interesting. You can tell the developers have put in genuine passion into the game as it flows through every aspect of Golden Light. Golden Light has some of the weirdest enemies I've ever seen in gaming. It's a really refreshing spin on a typically overused concept of hell with your normal imps and demons and stuff. Monsters are uniquely designed while also being terrifying, but having a certain allure to them makes you want to find out more and more. You travel through tight wooden corridors filled with computer mimics, to large open-air bathrooms where hell's condemned cry out, to mental asylums filled with fast eye takers, to the back streets of London getting attacked by walking windows, theaters with a bartender and a whole ass band, to libraries and snow-filled fields and so much more. You never anticipate what you might see next, and this is why I love this game so much. Golden Light heavily rewards curiosity and explorations. Things in Golden Light don't make sense at first, and I'm not gonna lie, most of it doesn't make sense at the end. The game is quite cryptic. But if you can weather the initial batshit things the game throws at you, and immerse yourself into the world of Golden Light, you can find a genuinely fun and enjoyable game. But if you can't afford to sink in that time investment to understand this game, then it'll probably be better for you to avoid this game. This game isn't for everyone after all, but for those who understand, you will find an unexpectedly fun experience. Every part of this game is meant to keep you on edge. It's meant to make you fucking terrified of what might come next while throwing googly eyeballs at your face. Best way for me to sell Golden Light is to say that it's made from this part of the world.